Dad's laughing.
Okay, I say strike now. But remember, my future as a man depends on this.
Hi.
Hi.
You two look comfortable.
We are.
He's a lieutenant in the Navy.
Oh, boy. Navy man. Can't go wrong with that.
You have to bring him by the house sometime.
What Lisa Bonet revealed about her Hollywood experience will change how you see everything. The sweet daughter from The Cosby Show vanished from Hollywood at the peak of her stardom, and for 3 decades, nobody understood why. From America's beloved TV daughter earning millions.
Got some teenage words of wisdom to spew out?
Nothing, Daddy. It's your life.
To Bill Cosby, destroying her career for getting pregnant.
He had married Lenny Kravitz, and you know, I guess Bill had his feelings about that because he was possessive in a way. I mean, they were his on-camera wife and children, but they still were his. I mean, the way he was with Felicia, too. I mean, that's a whole nother story.
Lisa Bonet's downfall was swift and brutal. The secret she kept for decades finally explain why her career never recovered. So, let's get into it. Before Lisa Bonet became America's sweetheart, she was a mixed-race kid who belonged absolutely nowhere. Born in 1967 to a black father and white Jewish mother, Lisa's childhood was pure hell. Her father walked out when she was a baby, leaving her searching for male validation that would nearly destroy her. High school was a nightmare. Too black for white kids, too white for black kids. Students at Birmingham High made her life miserable. Lisa couldn't even get a prom date because nobody wanted the weird mixed girl. The isolation was so crushing she begged her mother for another baby, just so she wouldn't be alone. Acting saved her life. Starting with commercials at age 11, Lisa discovered that pretending to be someone else was the only time she felt comfortable. The camera loved her exotic look, and acting became her escape from never fitting in anywhere. In 1984, everything changed. At 16, Lisa auditioned for Bill Cosby's new sitcom and landed the role of Denise Huxtable. Finally, after years of rejection, she had found her place in the world, or so she thought.
It's my money in my bank account in my name. You're acting like I'm asking you for your money, and I'm not.
What Lisa didn't know was that she was walking straight into a trap. Bill Cosby wasn't just looking for a talented actress to play his TV daughter. He was hunting for something much darker, and Lisa's desperation for acceptance made her perfect prey. From their first meeting, Lisa felt something wrong about Cosby that made her skin crawl. But she was a grateful teenager who had finally caught her break. She ignored every instinct screaming danger and signed on to work with America's most dangerous dad. The girl who never belonged anywhere was about to discover that sometimes being an outsider is actually protection, because fitting into Bill Cosby's world meant becoming his victim. The Cosby Show exploded onto television in 1984 and instantly became the most important show in America.
Frank's told me twice that his mother can't stand me. She thinks that I'm a flake.
Lisa Bonet's portrayal of Denise Huxtable made her a superstar overnight. But behind the scenes, she was walking into a nightmare that would take 30 years to fully understand. Bill Cosby had created the perfect facade. On screen, he was the loving father, teaching America about family values and moral behavior. Off camera, he was a controlling monster who treated the young actors like his personal property, and Lisa, with her beauty and vulnerability, became his primary target for manipulation and. From the beginning, Cosby's behavior toward Lisa was obsessive and inappropriate. He inserted himself into every aspect of her life, from her relationships to her fashion choices to her career decisions outside the show. This wasn't normal producer behavior. This was his victim. But Lisa was just a teenager who didn't understand what was happening to her. The worst part was that Lisa's instincts were screaming that something was wrong. She would later describe feeling Cosby's sinister shadow energy that couldn't be concealed, but she had no framework for understanding what her gut was telling her. She just knew that being around him made her uncomfortable in ways she couldn't explain.
And he just pulls off that kind of regular guy character with an edge, so I think a lot of people can relate to him, men can relate to him.
Cosby's control tactics were sophisticated and calculated. He would praise Lisa one moment and tear her down the next, keeping her emotionally off balance and dependent on his approval. He made it clear that her success depended entirely on keeping him happy, and any sign of independence would be punished severely. The success of The Cosby Show meant that Lisa was now one of the most recognizable faces in America, but she was also trapped. Cosby had all the power, and Lisa was just a teenage employee who could be replaced at any moment. The money and fame came with strings attached that Lisa was only beginning to understand. What made it even worse was that nobody would have believed her if she had tried to speak up. Cosby was universally beloved as America's moral authority on family and parenting. He was the guy who lectured other celebrities about their behavior while secretly being one of Hollywood's most dangerous. The perfect public image gave him cover to young women without fear of consequences.
And Mr. Cosby, you call him Mr. Cosby, don't you?
Call him Bill.
Do you really? Did he give you a nice gift?
No.
Not a gift at all?
He didn't give me anything.
Oh.
But that's okay.
Lisa found herself walking on eggshells constantly, never knowing what might set Cosby off or trigger his controlling rage. She was earning huge money and gaining incredible exposure, but the psychological cost was enormous. Every day on set meant enduring the presence of a man who made her skin crawl. The other young actors on the show were dealing with their own versions of Cosby's control, but Lisa seemed to bear the brunt of his attention, whether it was because of her beauty, her mixed-race background, or her obvious vulnerability from her childhood abandonment issues. Cosby focused his energy on her more than anyone else. As Lisa grew from teenager to young woman during her years on the show, her desire for independence and artistic freedom would put her on a collision course with Cosby's expectations. She was about to learn that challenging America's dad came with a price that could destroy everything she had worked for. But first, she would make a career choice that would give Cosby the excuse he needed to unleash his full wrath. In 1987, Lisa Bonet made the decision that would end her relationship with Bill Cosby and nearly destroy her career forever. She accepted a role in Angel Heart, an R-rated horror film that would require her to perform graphic nude scenes with Mickey Rourke.
Stand behind me, come what may.
What seemed like a smart career move would become the excuse Cosby needed to unleash his fury on a young woman who dared to defy his control. At 19, Lisa was desperate to prove she was more than just a sitcom actress. She wanted to be taken seriously as an artist, and Angel Heart represented everything The Cosby Show wasn't: dark, adult, and challenging. When director Alan Parker offered her the role after an impressive audition, Lisa saw it as her chance to break free from the wholesome image that was starting to feel like a prison. Initially, Bill Cosby seemed supportive when Lisa discussed the film with him. He even encouraged her decision, which should have been a red flag, but Cosby was playing a longer game, waiting to see exactly how far Lisa would go before he brought the hammer down on her rebellion.
Murdering people, all right, Mr. Angel? What about your Johnny favorite?
The most controversial scene in Angel Heart was a blood-drenched scene between Lisa and Mickey Rourke that was so graphic the film initially received an X rating. Lisa later described filming 3 hours of intense simulated lovemaking with blood pouring down on them from the ceiling. It was as far from family-friendly entertainment as possible, and Lisa knew it would shock audiences who only knew her as sweet Denise Huxtable.
Now, in this picture, in the big scene, as we can call it, I guess, director Alan Parker has written that you were more comfortable about the nude scene than Mickey Rourke was.
But the real controversy exploded when Lisa posed nude for Interview magazine to promote the film. The artistic photos showed Lisa topless and confident, owning her in a way that completely shattered her innocent image. When the magazine hit newsstands, the backlash was immediate and devastating. Bill Cosby's reaction was swift and brutal. After initially appearing supportive, he turned on Lisa with the full force of his rage and influence. He publicly dismissed Angel Heart as a movie made by white America that cast a black girl to do voodoo things and have. The criticism was calculated to destroy Lisa's credibility and make her seem like a sellout to her own community. Behind the scenes, Cosby's retaliation was even worse. He made Lisa's life on The Cosby Show set miserable, isolating her from other cast members and creating a hostile work environment designed to punish her for choosing artistic freedom over his approval. The man who preached family values was destroying a young woman's career because she had the audacity to make her own choices. The tragedy was that Angel Heart actually showcased Lisa's talent and proved she could handle challenging adult roles. Critics praised her performance, and the film became a cult classic that's still discussed today, but none of that mattered to Cosby, who saw Lisa's success outside his control as a personal betrayal that demanded severe punishment.
Where do you bring that kind of poise? I think that's the best word. Where does that come from in this scene?
I did a lot of self-inquiry and a lot of meditation, and I just really was quite comfortable.
Lisa had committed the ultimate sin in Cosby's world. She had chosen her own artistic vision over his demands for wholesome obedience. She had shown the world that there was more to her than the perfect TV daughter image he had created, and for that crime, Bill Cosby would make sure she paid a price that would follow her for the rest of her career. Just when Lisa Bonet thought her relationship with Bill Cosby couldn't get worse, she made two more decisions that would trigger his final, devastating on her career. In 1987, she married struggling musician Lenny Kravitz in a Las Vegas elopement, and by 1988, she was pregnant with their daughter Zoe. For most people, marriage and pregnancy would be cause for celebration. For Lisa, they became weapons that Cosby used to destroy her completely.
She had married Lenny Kravitz, and, I guess Bill had his feelings about that because he was possessive in a way. I mean, they were his on-camera wife and children, but they still were his. I mean, the way he was with Felicia, too. I mean, that's a whole nother story.
The marriage to Lenny Kravitz was everything Cosby hated about Lisa's choices. Lenny was a biracial musician with a bohemian lifestyle who represented everything Cosby felt threatened his wholesome brand. The fact that Lisa had eloped without consulting him was seen as another act of rebellion that demanded punishment. Cosby had always treated Lisa like his property, and her marriage to another man was an unforgivable betrayal. When Lisa became pregnant during the first season of A Different World, the spin-off show Cosby had created specifically for her character, she thought she could work with producers to incorporate the pregnancy into the storyline. Producer Debbie Allen was enthusiastic about the idea, seeing an opportunity to show positive representation of a young black woman raising a child.
And I said to him, I explained to him how I wanted to use it on the show, because that would be a great thing to see a girl who's upper class kid having a baby, not married.
But they had both underestimated Cosby's cruelty. The meeting where Lisa and Debbie Allen approached Cosby about the pregnancy became legendary for its brutality. According to Lenny Kravitz's later account, Cosby walked into the room and immediately said he knew Lisa was there to tell him she was pregnant. When Allen explained her ideas for incorporating the pregnancy into the show, Cosby listened politely before delivering his devastating verdict.
Maybe about 2 or 3 weeks later, he says, "You know what, Debbie? No. She's pregnant. Denise Huxtable is not pregnant. Lisa Bonet is pregnant, not Denise."
Cosby's response revealed everything about how he viewed the young women who worked for him. He told them that Lisa Bonet was pregnant, but Denise Huxtable was not. In other words, Lisa's real life as a human being was irrelevant to his vision of family entertainment. She was nothing more than a character he controlled, and her actual humanity was an inconvenience to be eliminated. Lisa was immediately fired from a different world, effectively ending the spin-off that had been created around her character. The firing sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry and made it clear that crossing Bill Cosby had serious consequences. Lisa was learning that challenging a powerful man's control could destroy everything she had worked for. The stress of being fired while pregnant, combined with the public humiliation of being dismissed from her own show, took a devastating toll on Lisa's mental health and marriage. Lenny later described their relationship as tense and ultimately untenable after Lisa's firing. The man who was supposed to be America's moral authority on family values was destroying an actual family out of spite and control.
And he just pulls off that kind of regular guy character with an edge, so I think a lot of people can relate to him. Men can relate to him, women.
After Zoe's birth, Cosby allowed Lisa to return to The Cosby Show, but it was clear her time was limited. Her appearances became sporadic, and the hostile work environment made every day on set. In 1991, Lisa was fired from The Cosby Show for creative differences and wasn't even invited to appear in the series finale. By age 23, Lisa Bonet had gone from America's sweetheart to industry pariah, all because she had dared to choose artistic freedom and personal happiness over one man's need for control. The girl, who had started acting to escape feelings of not belonging, had learned that sometimes not belonging is the only way to survive. For nearly 3 decades after Bill Cosby destroyed her career, Lisa Bonet kept one of Hollywood's darkest secrets locked away. Even as her acting career struggled to recover from being blacklisted by one of the most powerful men in entertainment, she refused to speak publicly about what she had experienced. But in 2018, everything changed when Lisa finally broke her silence and revealed shocking confessions that confirmed everyone's worst fears about America's dad. During the 1990s and 2000s, Lisa's career never recovered from Cosby's sabotage. She appeared in films like Enemy of the State and High Fidelity, but these were small roles that didn't showcase her full potential. Many industry insiders believed Cosby's influence extended far beyond his own productions, making it nearly impossible for Lisa to find substantial work. She had been branded as difficult and rebellious, labels that followed her everywhere. The psychological toll of being destroyed by someone she had trusted was enormous. In 1993, Lisa legally changed her name to Lila Coy Moon, claiming she wanted to protect her privacy. But the name change seemed to represent something deeper, a desperate attempt to reclaim an identity that had been shaped and controlled by others for so long. Even though she continued using Lisa Bonet professionally, the legal change showed how damaged she had been by her experiences. When allegations against Bill Cosby first began surfacing in 2014, media attention immediately turned to his former co-stars. Especially Lisa. Everyone wanted to know what the woman who had clashed so dramatically with Cosby might reveal about his behavior. But Lisa remained silent, even as other Cosby Show cast members rushed to defend their former TV dad.
My biggest feeling is I feel sad for, just the way this whole, just the way the whole story has come about.
Lisa's daughter Zoe Kravitz gave the first hints about her mother's true feelings in 2015, telling reporters that Lisa was disgusted and concerned about the allegations, but would plead the fifth even to family members. This silence only intensified speculation about what Lisa might know about Cosby's behavior. The breakthrough came in March 2018, when Lisa finally spoke to Porter Edit magazine about her experiences with Cosby. Her revelations were carefully worded but absolutely devastating. She revealed that while she had no specific knowledge of Cosby's criminal activities, she had always sensed something sinister about him that couldn't be concealed.
people, I was really giving Bill the benefit of the doubt. This was not the man that I knew. This is not the man that I worked with. He may have had other faults, but he certainly was not drugging people and
Lisa's description of feeling Cosby's sinister shadow energy confirmed what many had suspected, that his controlling and inappropriate behavior toward young actresses was part of a larger pattern of predatory conduct. She explained that she had always felt this negative energy from Cosby, validating the intuition that had made her uncomfortable around him for years. Most importantly, Lisa made it clear that if she had known about Cosby's criminal behavior, she would have spoken out immediately. Her silence hadn't been about protecting him, but about not having concrete evidence of specific crimes. She emphasized that speaking truth was her nature and that she had no additional revelations to share. When asked about Cosby's conviction and imprisonment, Lisa's response was telling. She said she didn't need to say, "I told you so," and would leave everything to karma and justice. The statement suggested that while she felt vindicated by his downfall, she took no pleasure in seeing the destruction of a man who had once controlled her life. Lisa Bonet's shocking confessions finally gave the world confirmation that America's most trusted father figure had been hiding his true nature all along. Anyway, that's it for this video, folks. Bye.